Shark Game here, coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer of Love Can't Wait, which you can get on Amazon.com. Let me ask you a question. How do you know if you're with the right woman? How do you really know if you have a down-ass chick? That's what I want to talk about. Because, there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of misconceptions of who's really down with you. And the reason why there's so much confusion is because of the environment that you might be in. Unfortunately, America is not the best environment to be in, especially if you live in a big city on top of everybody, like New York City, Chicago, Atlanta, LA, Houston. These cities are massive, huge. And everyone's living on top of each other, especially in New York City. In New York City, they have blocks. It's like block here, block, and it's close, and they have skyscrapers and apartment buildings, and it's been proven that that way of living drives people crazy. And if you ever been to New York City, go to any borough, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. People are like fucking robots up there. Everybody's ripping and running. People really, anything can happen at any given time. Really, people are very vicious. People are very. It's always a lot of scams being running. A lot of fast talkers, a lot of movers and shakers. It's a total different environment than. There's no place like New York City. Everything's fast women, fast cars, fast way of thinking. Everything's fast paced. If you're coming from someplace like maybe Atlanta or North Carolina, anywhere in North Carolina or anywhere in the Midwest, you might think that way of living in New York City, these people are insane. They lost their minds. But what's the thing is people that's born and raised in New York City or that have been living up there for a long time, they think it's normal. And what you have to understand is most people adapt to their environment that they're living in. And you become a product of your environment that you're living in. And that's just human conditioning. But this is why it's almost impossible to have good, healthy relationships, because it's very difficult for males and females to learn what they need to learn and come together in harmony and have a productive, progressive relationship. That's a very difficult thing in this society, because it's too much going on, especially if you're living in a big city. Now, if you're living in if you live in the country, you have a much better chance of living in harmony, of having a productive life and accomplishing more, because you have time to sit down and think. And if you're in a big city, there's no time to think. They're trying to make rent, because a lot of people are struggling. People don't have what they should have or what they need to have, And then you got some people that are just greedy. They want more. If they see it, they want it. See, most women are like that. If they see it, they want it. They don't even know they don't even know how it feels to have it. But if their friends have it, their family have it, a coworker have it, they want it too. See, most people are influenced to be this way, and they're conditioned to be this way. And they have too many options in a big city. See, in a country or suburbs, they don't have a lot of options. This is why people get along better in the suburbs and in the country, because they have to make work what they got. They don't have anything else. And I always say that you have to put yourself in an environment that's going to support you. It takes a village for a family, for a relationship, especially if you have kids. It takes a village. You might need more than one woman in your life. You might need more than just you and your partner that you had your kid with to help with the child. You can't do it all on your own. It's impossible. Now, you might be a type of person that's you can do a lot of things within a short amount of time, but if you only have 24 hours in a day, so you're going to need help in some area of your life. That's why they say teamwork makes the dream work. You know, they say, oh, it takes a village to raise kids, but they never say it takes a village to have a relationship. They never say, because there's no, you know why? Because there's no benefit in them saying that. I mean, and you know what? The people that are in the top 1% or people that are making millions of dollars, they already know this. This is nothing new. The people that are in the top 1% don't operate and live the way the average person does. They don't look at marriage the way we do. They don't look at relationships the way we do. The people in the top 1%, you have to get invited into their family if you want to get married or if you want to have a serious relationship. You just can't talk to their daughter seriously in a serious relationship without their permission. You see, it's a different way of thinking, different way of living. So, but I digress. You know, so in order to know if you got a down ass chick, you know, first of all, if the woman that you're with, if her first solution is to call the cops or get the lawyers and judges involved, she's not down with you. She don't have your best interest. I mean, if she puts you on child support, she's not down with you, buddy. Because what happens is you got a whole new set of problems once you get the lawyers and judges involved in your life. She's not down with you. She's down with the people on the other side. So if that would ever happen to me, we don't have nothing else left to talk about. We're not even friends no more. We don't have nothing. We're not going to have anything together. Maybe we'll have the kid together. That's it. But if a woman ever calls a cop on me, we have nothing left to talk about. I already know where you stand if that ever happens to me. And another thing, couple years, if let's say if you're with a woman, you don't necessarily have to be in a relationship with her. But if you ever feel like you want to jump on her and beat her up, you're not supposed to be together. You're not supposed to be around her. You need to get away from her as fast and as quick as possible, because what's what's going on is she's doing something to bring a certain level of anger and aggression out of you. Now, some people will say, oh, you're just too angry or whatever. Oh, you just need to control your emotions. It's not like that all the time, because I've been pretty laid back and pretty calm my whole life. But I would say about over 10 years ago, I met somebody that she's very manipulative. She liked to bait and switch and very deceptive. And every time she would call me and say, hey, let's meet up somewhere, there's always a little twist to meeting up. I would get there. It's always a little twist. She'll have like 2-3 other people there along with me, but she always made it seem like it was just gonna be me and her, most of the time. She never said anything about the other people being there and why they were there and why she wanted them there, and everything she did is always was a method to the madness. It was never just me and her included. It always was something else. And she always bait and switch a lot. She'll say, hey, let's go here, let's do this and do that. And at the last second, she'll throw something in, and it's gonna be very difficult. And it was always difficult for me to change my mind and say, hey, no, never mind, I'm out. So she was very manipulative type person. And that really used to piss me off real bad, and it really made me so angry. And I wanted to actually beat her up. I wanted to jump on her. That's how angry I got at one point. And I've never been like that in my life. I never wanted to physically beat anybody up, especially a woman. So after about a couple of weeks, I just made a decision. I said, maybe it's best for me to get away from her. Because I'm a military guy. I pretty much know how to handle myself. I train real well. I'm physically fit and everything like that. But I've never met anybody that I just wanted to get up and punch. It's never happened before, male or female. So until I met her, and I said, you know what? If I just feel the urge for me to get up and physically feel like I want to hit somebody, I just rather not be around them. So if that happens to you, it's in your best interest. Just get away from people like that. Some people are just broken. They're like sociopaths, or maybe a little psychopath, whatever path. But it's in your best interest to just get away from people like that. And sometimes some women are very shallow. Some people are very shallow. So, when the good time is gone, everybody likes to get involved. It's a party, and maybe you're at the beach, maybe you're at the pool, maybe you're partying, maybe you're on vacation, maybe it's a good time to be you because you're accomplishing a lot of stuff. So some people, they just like being around people when the good time's going. But deep down, that some of these people they're just around when the lights is on, when the good times is pumping. But that these times is not going to always be like this. And some of these people aren't going to be around when things aren't going so well. And what you should do, once you find out who these people are and who they demonstrate themselves to be, you need to cut them loose. You need to let some people go. Because you know, some people, it's obvious after a while that some of these people around just, they like, I call them, they kind of like the bottom feeders. You know, they're just kind of like lap dogs. They come around just to leech off you, just to get what they can get out of you. Wherever they want to be around your friends, or you know, if you didn't have anything going on, they would never be around you. You know, you have to be doing something for them to be around you. You need to cut these people off as quick as possible. You know, because they're not really down with you. They're just here for the lights and the glamour and the cameras, or for the excitement, and they're not gonna be around you for the long term. So just cut them off as quick as possible, and you can be brutal about it too. You know, there's a time to be brutal. There's a time to be a cold-blooded motherfucker. You know, so I would just cut them off ASAP, as quick as possible. So, you know, it's very difficult to know who's really down with you. But the longer you get to know someone, and the more time you spend around them, people are going to have a hard time not showing who they really are. So, majority of times, all you have to do is listen. Sit back and listen. Because they're going to show you what they're really made of. And if they're not really down with you, certain things they aren't going to do. It's going to be obvious. Because most of the time, the people that's down with you, they just down with you by law. It just is what it is. You don't have to pull teeth. You don't have to beg them. You don't have to negotiate. You don't even have to ask for sex. It just is what it is. And if anyone that disagrees with that, or anyone that has a problem with that, is probably bought into the status quo. And like I said, people that are in the top 1%, they're already living like this. They think like this. They don't. The women that they're around, they don't really have to beg them. They don't really have to, you know, get on their knees and beg them to do stuff and kiss their ass, and they're not doing that. I never seen it. I mean, even the people that I know that's millionaires, they live differently. They don't kiss women's ass, or they don't go along to get along. They're not doing any of that. They're not doing any of that. So why are you doing any of that? Because you don't have $1 million? I mean, people that I know that have millions of dollars didn't start off with millions of dollars. They became a certain type of person before they got the money. So you have to become a certain type of person to attain and have and maintain whatever you got. You know, it's like, I just don't, I see a lot of stuff that's going on with guys in the media, like Chris Brown, for example. I mean, he's basically getting set up. Basically, you know, I mean, the story that the woman told is, you know, it's a bunch of bullshit. But he has people around him that's bringing people to his house that he don't know, or if he do know him, he don't know him well enough. And she just wants to come up. She just wants to check. And you're only as strong as the people that you have around you. So, hopefully he learns from it. Hopefully he doesn't go down Or it doesn't end up like Bill Cosby, But the Bill Cosby thing, that's not really about rape. That's much bigger than just rape. I mean, you can't rape 40, 50 women. Get out of here. And look at how these women look. My goodness, come on, man. And they're not even attractive. Come on. I mean, everybody knows this is a farce. It's a lie. Come on, man. I mean, you can fool some people, but I mean, to some people, most guys that's been around, even most women that's been around, that are well-rounded, they know the game. They know Bill Cosby being set up. Chris Brown got set up. Most celebrities get set up by women at some point in time. I mean, if you want to take a man down, use a woman, or use more than one woman. It's easy in American society. And you would think that a lot of people would have caught on by now, but obviously they haven't, because they're using the same narrative on celebrities, and it still works. I mean, you would think that maybe the population of especially black people would have caught on by now. And, man, most white people know this is a bunch of bullshit. They know it. That's why some of them don't even put too much thought into it, because they know it's bullshit. But that's pretty much. I mean, you just have to be conscious of who you have around you and get to know them. But the more time you spend around them, they'll start to reveal themselves. But you have to have standards, and you have to have a certain rules that you don't break for nobody. And if anyone violate them, you have to be willing to let them go or call them out on the shit that they do. But you know what? My dad told me something before he passed away years ago. And he said to always invest in things that appreciate. Always buy or invest in the things that appreciate, and rent or either rent or borrow the things that disappreciate. Yeah. He said always be willing to and buy the things that appreciate, and rent or borrow the things that disappreciate. And I've never forgot that. And at the time, I really didn't understand what he was talking about. But basically, he was saying that always shoot for the long term. Always invest for the long term. And this could be women, pussy, investments, anything, just across the board. Always shoot for the long term. That's your goal. If you want a woman, invest in her. If you want to be with this woman, invest in her. If you think she's going to appreciate and value, right? If you think she's not going to, if you think she's going to disappreciate and value, she's short-term deal, period. And this transcends relationship. This is really across the board. And you can use that philosophy on life. And that's what my dad told me. And on that note, if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationship.com. Till next time, Trump Game is out. Peace.